football that they're watching. I can understand the Crystal Palace fans' frustration because they go to Arsenal. I'm not saying they would have got anything out of it, but they didn't really lay a hand on Arsenal. Arsenal didn't have
fans want to see, Benty. They just want to see
exactly
the Palace team having a go. They don't really expect too much, especially with the players that they've got missing at the minute. But you know, for me, it was too tepid. They didn't put Arsenal under any pressure. It's a perfect game for Arsenal.
I think the disappointing thing from the Palace perspective is that they do have the players. They have the young players, the dynamic players, to actually have a go.
But they're not getting them in positions to hurt teams. I mean, we saw Eze, to be fair, I know we gave the ball away for one of the latter of Martinelli's goals, but he was probably their best player. He was the only one where he got the ball and you thought, oh, something might happen here. Other than him, everyone was running around. No one was really getting close to anyone. There was no intensity in their play. So, listen, it's a long road back for Palace, but something needs to change in that football club for sure.
OK, well, we'll talk about Palace and Arsenal, of course, in more detail just after the break. But before we get there, let's reflect on what's happened in this match week. So we are halfway there. And today we have just seen Arsenal cruise to victory over Crystal Palace with that 5-0 win. They kept the clean sheet as well. This is exactly what they needed. Brentford will be hosting Nottingham Forest later on. We'll be showing you that live match. And Ivan Toney is back in the helm and he captains the side. As for Sunday, well, Sheffield United, who are bottom of the table, will take on West Ham, looking for an 11th league win. Bournemouth host league leaders Liverpool, hoping to extend their lead at the top of the table. And then on Monday, we've got Brighton, who are in a great run of form at home against Wolves, who are in a great run, unbeaten in their last 5 games. So plenty to bring you, but let's have a look at the Premier League table. And this is the story of the season at this point. Liverpool at the top, but only by 2 points. Man City in second, level on points with Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal have played one more game than both Liverpool and Manchester City. Aston Villa completing that top 4, level on points with Arsenal. Tottenham just outside the top 4, and West Ham completing the top 6. It's very tight. We definitely have a title race on our hands, don't we? As for the bottom half of the table, well, as you can see, Crystal Palace, they're 5 points off of relegation, so it's not that comfortable for them. They'll need to get back to winning ways if they don't want to get dragged into it. But further down the table, it's Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United in that relegation picture. Just Everton are 1 point above the drop zone. Beaten Crystal Palace 5-0 in the London derby. Let's head straight back to the Emirates and hear from one of their goal scorers, Martinelli, who scored 2 in stoppage time.
Yeah, these guys are actually just having a bit of a laugh because you're saying you both scored 2 goals today, although I don't know if you know this yet, but one of your goals has actually gone down as an own goal off Dean Henderson.
Yeah, but I'm so happy to score 2 goals today and help my team. And of course, I'm so happy to Martinelli to score. He's come on the bench, he scored 2 goals. This is a mentality for the team. And yeah, I think 1 more minute he scored 3 goals.
It was a brilliant performance by the whole team, but for you to come off the bench and score a brace in such a short period of time, that must feel good.
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from the team. I think we needed a game like that. As I always say, I'm here to help the team, even if it's to play 1, 2, 3 minutes. I'm ready, and today I have the opportunity to score 2, and yeah, I'm so happy with the team and the performance as well.
There was so much talk leading into this game because of the recent run of form and Arsenal not putting away chances about whether or not you guys would be able to score the goals in this match today. Psychologically, how much did you need an early goal in this game?
It was so important. We know our qualities, and it doesn't matter what people say outside. We know our quality and we believe in ourselves, and this is what we showed today, and we showed what we can do.
Yeah. Most set-piece goals in the Premier League this season as well. That must please you as a defender, where you're most likely to get your goals from.
Yes, we work a lot on set pieces because we know the quality the players we have. And yet today I scored two goals on set piece, and yes, we keep going.
Coming into this match, because of that recent run of form that you'd been on with those 3 defeats in all competitions, Gabriel, did this feel like a must-win game? Was there extra importance to get this victory to stay in the title race?
As I said, we know our quality, but we knew that we needed a game like that when we have a clean sheet and he's scoring 5 goals. As I said, it was a very good game, important game for us, and yeah, so a big season ahead.
Do you have what it takes to go all the way and win the title?
Yeah, we will try our best and keep going like that because we know our potential.
OK, congratulations, guys. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Well, first of all, how great was Gabriel's laugh there, Wrighty? He has a good laugh, doesn't he? And we ended up hearing from both Gabriels. They've both got on the score sheet today. What does a win like that do for team morale, right?
It does a lot. You can hear Gabriel Martinelli talking about they needed a game like that. They recognise that coming off of the break, coming off of three losses, how important it is to get momentum back, get confidence back in the team. And it was comfortable, and it was made comfortable because Palace were pretty poor, but they put them to the sword in respects of the way they played. Good pressing, good closing down, and, you know, in the end, very clinical finishing by him. So that would be brilliant for him in respects of his confidence and that. And all you want now is to continue with the same momentum with the next game, so as you can keep building the confidence.
That was always going to happen, because at some point it was never going to last forever. They created these opportunities in previous games. We saw it against Liverpool in the Cup, West Ham, Fulham, and they weren't taking their chances. So the more they kept creating chances with the players that Arsenal have got, this result was always coming. And today, they were clinical, and certainly more second half than first half. But that's what it's about. And Martinelli came off the bench. I mean, it was a masterstroke from Arteta, potentially making him come off the bench. But the 2 goals he scored when he came on shows me that's a man full of confidence still. I know he maybe missed chances before that, but he was never going to miss those 2 opportunities.
And
when you get someone like Martinelli with that much space, and that's what you saw it in the first half, Benny, when you mentioned the line was so high, I was very surprised he didn't start. So I'm quite pleased that he came on and made the impact he did.
OK. Oh, actually, now you've mentioned it, let's actually see the Martinelli goals, both in stoppage-inspired substitution from the manager.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Eddie Nketiah, another inspired substitution, but great timing of the pass, great run. And once he gets into this position, I'm always so confident he always scores, because he's so calm in that position, coming onto it, that side foot into the far corner. But it's the timing of the run and the pace. Like, he just slows him down a bit and then goes, accelerates in behind. They're so square, Palace. Yeah. But once he gets in there, he's got his head down, and it's a really good finish, right?
It's a very good finish, because the goalkeeper knows he's opening his body to do that. So it's very, very accurate. You know, it's brilliant. Superb.
Yeah, and you can just tell, I mean, that sort of a goal at that time just lifted the fans even more. Yeah. And then came the second goal, right?
Well, again, you know, Palace by now all over the place. Midfielders nowhere near it. You look at them now, look at how much space he's got in there. Look, you see him there, so much time. Jorginho, defender, where's he going? He's going forward when they haven't even got possession of the ball. And then can he finish? Yeah, he can. So, again, you've got to take advantage of when teams are playing as poorly as someone like Palace are. And what Arsenal can show you is, like Darren rightly said, is that, you know, you can really punish these teams, you know, because they're playing so poorly. And Arsenal, because they were missing chances, it's an opportunity for them to show they can take them, and they did. And
what we've seen from Arsenal, I think, in recent weeks, and we've watched a lot of Arsenal in this Matchday Live studio, is that when they have lost games, they've actually started off really well. We even saw it in the FA Cup game against Liverpool. They started really well, but they haven't been able to convert their chances. So it's one thing Palace not playing well, but it's another thing Arsenal actually making the most of the chances that they've had.
And that's the thing. The last few performances from Arsenal, you probably would have seen similar scorelines, but the fact is they didn't take their chances. The longer the game went on, the more and more pressure built. The opposition scored, and Arsenal have always clawing to get themselves back into the game. But they score after 11 minutes today. Everyone just goes, whoosh, takes a breath, and then the football starts to come out naturally. I know Crystal Palace were poor, but certainly second half, when Palace were tired, that's when Arsenal showed their real quality. And as I said, Martinelli coming off the bench, 2 really good goals.
And how important was that goal so early on in the 11th minute, as Benty said?
Well, it's vitally important simply because, you know, it's like they said about the set pieces, very good at set piece coach does a lot of work, and what you want to take advantage of these situations. You've got a great ball in, you've got somebody who's really willing to attack it, and you get that goal and it settles you down, because I'm sure they would have been thinking Palace are going to come and they're going to frustrate us, they're going to play 5 at the back, 2 in front, but we thought it was going to be 5 at the back, it was going to be very stoic. You would have had the 2 in front, it was going to not move and make it very hard for Arsenal who've struggled, but they didn't. You know, the 2 very, very good balls in. And to be honest, it was a mismatch with Richards, I think it was. And, you know, he just couldn't stop him. His movement is too strong. You know, the ball's very accurate. Goalkeepers all over the place. You get 2 goals like this as well when you've been struggling to score. It really does help you as well with confidence, because then that kind of gives you the confidence to go and play and try to break a Palace side open who are not closing you down tight enough. And then you've got someone who could come on like Gabriel Martinelli, who's got the pace to go beyond such a high line. You're really asking for trouble if you're Palace.
And there you go, both set-piece goals. That means Arsenal are top of the table when it comes to goals from set pieces this season, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously clearly worked on it as well. But again, I think to be successful when it comes to set plays and corners, you've got to have people and players who are prepared to go and put their head on it. It's all well and good you having the best delivery, but players have got to really want to get the red in it. And when you look at Gabriel, every single time there's a set play, he either gets the first contact where he maybe doesn't score, but he flicks it on, but he's always there or thereabouts. And listen, again, 2 good goals. I know the second one wasn't credited to him, but still, he was involved in both and really, really good from set plays.
He was. What about the third goal from Leandro Trossard? Because that one came on the counter-attack, didn't it, Wrighty?
Magnificent. Again, you know, you have to say with the distribution for the goalkeeper was fantastic, but Palace are they're just bare, you know, with the goal. But this is what we saw just before. Is something that Mikel obviously wanted him to do. This was so unlucky in respect of the way, you know, he got there and it was brilliantly worked and that, but he couldn't sort his feet out. We showed that in the start. But with this one, you'd say, this is the one I'm talking about with Palace. Look, they've got one man there. So if you've got runners now and you've got a goalkeeper that's on the ball, bam, you're in trouble. Palace were, you know, this is what's going to happen to you. It's a fantastic pass, great composure from Trossard and super finish. You can see how happy the manager is with the goalkeeper because, like I said before, he tried it with the clearance, but this one was perfect. But Palace all over the place here, and this is what should happen to them. You know, you should be punished like this because that's poor, because that is what Arsenal want to do. But that pass here is absolutely perfect from Jesus, and then the finish with composure is fantastic.
Really
Perfect.
composed.
Yeah.
As Wright said, the first one was the warning, but that one there from David Raya, the throw to Gabriel Jesus was fantastic. But even in Arteta's celebration, a lot have been spoke about, well, it has been since David Raya got there, about the goalkeeper situation.
Yeah.
Has he caused this problem? It almost looked like to me that celebration was like validation, like, see, that's why I've put him in, obviously making a point to go that end and go, like, congratulations, you, that was because of you. So, listen, great play from David Raya again. His distribution today I thought was outstanding.
Yeah, and a big clean sheet as well.
Yeah, but of course, you want to keep clean sheets. It does matter at the end of the season, especially as tight as you can see this Premier League's going at the moment. So, yeah, you know, there's a lot of talk about David Raya and what's going on, but at the same time, you know, he's doing well. He's doing okay. He's doing very well.
Welcome back to Matchday Live, where Arsenal are 2-0 up at the break. Let's get straight to our analysis. We talked about, Darren, Arsenal getting off to a fast start. We've seen it before, but this time they actually converted one of their chances. How pleasing was this for you?
Yeah, really pleasing. We'd said about Crystal Palace's high line, that there was space in behind to exploit it. As you can quite clearly see there, Arsenal work it really well down this right-hand side. I mean, even Ben White could have got him, but he doesn't. But it's all about Zinchenko, this pass. And this is why he starts today, because he can do things like this. Great pass, hits the space. And to be fair, Trossard does well, gets there and earns himself a corner, which is where the goal comes from. But Arsenal come out the blocks really well. And Gabriel, all this about his hunger and desire. He sees that ball, he wants it more than anyone else, gets his head to it, and it's a really good header right here.
It's a very, and you know what? He's got up early. The defender hasn't even got up. You know what I mean? I think he's just out-muscled him and everything. His movement and out-muscled him, and he's up before he can even get going. Look, way up, cut hardly off the ground, and it's just showing somebody who's just so determined to win a ball in the box, a good ball in the box.
And that's what you want to see 11 minutes into the match, right?
Well, you do, yeah, because Arsenal needed to start like that. They need to start. They need to score some goals, get some confidence, and you're kind of slowly seeing Arsenal starting to do stuff. But, you know, it's the perfect team to be playing at the moment, Palace.
Yeah.
Very, very tepid in the way they're closing down. You know what I mean? There's not really much effort from them. You know, I thought we'd have at least seen a Palace side that will put Arsenal under the kind of pressure that will make them revert back to their little bit of nervousness, but they haven't done it at all.
They haven't. Well, talk us through the second goal, because this came from a set piece as well, Wrighty.
Well, again, this one, you know, it's just... I think the goalkeeper he's actually one of those keepers. He's just waiting for a foul. He's not made any kind of movement to move Ben White. Look where the ball goes in. He's literally half a yard off the line. Look, the goalkeeper has got to get himself moved away, removed from Ben White to just go and catch it. It's not like Gabriel's had to jump to head it. He's headed it, stooped. He's stooped to head it, so the goalkeeper should be getting himself in a position where he could come and just claim that ball.
It's really weak goalkeeping. And again, I think it's too much of... We've seen too many goalkeepers, certainly recently now, thinking that even if there's a little bit of contact's minimal, they'll get the foul. And because they haven't been getting it, I mean, there's nothing about that whatsoever. Ben White barely moves his body. He doesn't have to move in his position he's in. But the fact from Dean Henderson, when he looks back at that, and when Roy Hodgson looks back at that, they'll go, that's really poor goalkeeping. Because Arsenal, simple clip to the back post, Gabriel heads it in, but it's poor from Dean Henderson.
Absolutely.
Poor.
And there was a lot of debate as to whether it was an own goal or a goal from Gabriel. Where do you stand?
Well, where I stand on that is that why are you giving that goal to anyone else? Gabriel, whether it's come off of him at the back of his head or whatever it is, Gabriel has initiated that to happen. What are you going to just say, oh, it's an own goal, it's given to... they're giving it to the goal. What's the goalie going to do with it? If that just goes and it's just a goal, no one's going to say, hang on a minute, he didn't score that.
Yeah.
You know, what's this? Just why don't they give him the goal?
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, look, talk to us about Palace's approach, because you feel that they could have done a lot better.
Well, they should have done a lot better with an Arsenal side coming in, losing 3 games, lacking confidence in front of goal. You know what I mean? They're not closed down. You know, Arsenal started perfectly. But, like, for me, the way Palace have played, it's very negative. There's not a lot of movement. Look, you look at him, you see him turning round, they're saying, where are you, where are you? And again, you look at this situation, how easily, with this one, you see Arsenal can get out. You know, I don't know what the organisation. Look at Ødegaard, oceans of space. Saka running now. Palace are retreating. And bang, they're in. The problem with this one, Bentley, I think, like you called out, like I think Jesus' run, he's offside, but how easy they got out. Now, when they put pressure on, this is pressure. Look, this is how they should have started the game, to let Arsenal know this is going to be tough for you today. We're going to close you down and we're going to do it for the whole game. Ball comes to Lerma. In the end, Wright has to make a save. That is how Palace should have started the game. Arsenal have now built momentum and confidence in the game, and you can see them going on and scoring a couple more.
And with that sort of negative approach, as you allude to, is that why we're not seeing the most of Eze? Because he was the one that we were saying, he's the danger man. But
well, he's been their best player first half, and every time they've got him on the ball, he looks like he could do something.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because he was probably the one who created their best opportunity, which was the free kick just outside the box. But the only thing with that, they give him the ball, and he's having to beat 2, 3, 4. There's no movement around him. No one's trying to get on the ball. So I feel a bit sorry for him, because he's not shirking his responsibilities. He's trying, but it's the other people on the pitch that are not giving him any angles.
The Gunners in front, though. Rio and Martin watching with me. And Rio, Arsenal have obviously spent that time in Dubai wisely, because you said that first goal was straight off the training ground.
Yeah, I mean, Mikel Arteta would have been really pleased with his team. They haven't really given Palace a sniff up to this point either. But a set piece, very important. It's a fantastic header. He's attacked it so well, Gabriel. You see here, Trossard, small in terms of height, but here you say he applies himself right, gets against Anderson. What a block. Doesn't allow Anderson to attack the ball. Gabriel jumps early, gets above Chris Richards and directs it in, no chance. Initially, I did think it could have been a foul, but he uses Richards there, gets up, uses him to stay in the air. He directs it to the bottom corner. It's a fantastic header. There's Nicolas Jova, who's a set-piece coach. He was recruited from Man City, actually, in the summer of 2021. He's doing his job. What he done in Dubai is working. I mean, they've got the most set-piece goals this season, 13, and 10 corners they scored from. So they're doing a real good job in that area.
Yeah, you say 13. The 13th came from the other corner. This time, Martin, it was Saka with the delivery.
Yeah, I mean, on the training pitch, obviously ideal conditions to be away. Fantastic delivery going in. Look at the blocking again. Ben White, Henderson can't get near it. I don't think he's fouled him. He's just stood there. And then there's Gabriel coming in at the far post, and Richards doesn't come away from this with any glory. I think his marking's a problem for him. He can't see him. Once you can see your opponent's number, as Gabriel did there, then Richards was in all sorts of trouble. So it's a key area, and Arsenal have honed in on it. And you have to say it would have been that time spent away, everybody going through role responsibilities, and they executed it fantastically well.